Hello and welcome everybody to a very special episode 49.5 of Spreading the Nerd. I'm your host Clint Coombs. Joining me today is Rick and Silkinet. We're here to talk about Silksong and our impressions of the game that's finally real. How are we doing, gentlemen?
All I can say is it's good to be here with the largest Hollow Knight fan I've ever met. Silken, it's good to be here with you as well.
I'm
hey, I released the Hollow Knight files. We're good to go. I would ask what we've been playing, but I'm pretty sure I know what you guys have been hitting hard.
Well, I've been playing Silksong only for 2 days, but I played Eliza's for like 3 days before.
You're probably right there, Nick. I think we were talking beforehand. And
I'm guessing those are low numbers. I'm guessing those are low, actually.
Yes, I'm at 26. But you can remove like an hour or two because I left it open when I was eating, etc. So
when he was sleeping and dreaming about what he was going to do next in Silksong,
I left at a pretty cut place yesterday. Let's say that. Without spoiling too much.
But I mean, I've obviously been playing a little bit more in Silksong, but I have played that. It's just obviously I had to work yesterday, so I didn't get to start it until 3, and then I had a podcast to do, which then took about 2 more hours away from that. But I was also playing Chronos and Metal Gear Solid Delta. But obviously none of that's why we're here. We're here for Pharloom
reason. I've been playing Chronos a lot too, and we'll get into those games in another episode or whatever. Just a little short episode on Silksong here, but you had what day is it today?
Friday.
So you took the day off, right, Silkinet, that it came out?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't took any day off for all summer, so I was due anyway. So I was like, might as well.
Might as well. Yeah, I wasn't feeling too well the day of release, and it was also like Chronos early release, so I got up, wasn't feeling too good. I got dressed for work, and then I was like, you know what? Silksong's out today. Chronos is early access today. I was like, I'm calling in.
Just as a reminder for those not keeping score here, the guy who for 2 years Silken and I have been trying to get to play Hollow Knight, and he simply refused to do it. Took the day off to play Silksong, while I, who was as excited for it as anybody except for perhaps Silken, had to work.
Now, I am not going to lie. My thought process when I called in to call out of work, because I was a little sick, but I could have gone to work. But I was yes, I got Silkinet early access. Silkinet.
That's kind of like ruined in my brain
right now. Silksong early access, Silksong access, and then Chronos early access. And literally, I was thinking, I want to play those, but before the game even released, I was like, nope, even more of a reason I'm going to stay home. I want to take a picture from my couch playing Silksong and put it in Discord just to piss Rick off.
Yeah, he did. And success on the pissing off, I can tell you that much. That was mission accomplished fully,
it was part
man.
Of the dream.
You got the bonus points on that mission accomplishment too.
Oh, it was so good.
Gold medal.
Oh God. But it seems like Nick and Chad, this feels like the Elden Ring effect where everyone's jumping because of the hype around it. I've heard incredible things for this game, just like Elden Ring's hype living up to it. Yeah, it broke 500,000 concurrent users on Steam, which is insane. It's wild. I think it's
it broke it on a Friday morning.
Oh, what's that?
What on a Friday morning?
The all-time peak right now, above 500,
okay.
was this morning.
Okay.
It's not even the weekend yet.
Yeah. Jeez. Well, that being said, I would also say that the Steam numbers in this will probably not be like the big numbers. I mean, obviously, Hollow Knight itself launched on PC originally, but I would guess. I mean, you're not going to get the numbers because Nintendo is probably completely incapable of providing them. I would think the Switch numbers would be pretty high. I mean, that's actually where I'm playing
I think
it.
Switch is going to be pretty high.
I think it's where you're playing it. I would think Switch and PS5 will be actually where the lot of the player base is, which is not to say there won't be others on
Game Pass,
Steam, and then obviously there's some people that for some reason can't pay $20 for a game and will just play it on Game Pass. But if there's one game to buy and you're interested, it's this. Don't just play this on Game Pass.
Crazy,
it's $20.
Yeah, $20, and it's it's not much, and for the content that's there, from what I've seen, is already insane.
I mean, it absolutely seems like it's bigger than Hollow Knight, and Hollow Knight was a big game.
Oh, yeah, largely.
Yeah.
I did a replay of Hollow Knight last weekend. It took me 30 hours to finish it.
But that being said, that's with knowing the exact path to go to, obviously.
Well, the exact yes and no. I knew the order and the places, but I got lost anyway. And I'm 26 hours now, and I'm not even in the middle of the game.
Yeah,
there's so much side stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Whereabouts are you, Rick, in it?
I haven't played it today, so I'm still.
Okay.
I finished. Was it Deep Ridge or something like
Deep
that?
Docks?
Deep Docks.
Deep Docks. Yeah. Because the last time I talked to you, I think you had just beaten Lace or something.
Yeah. I beat Lace, and then there's a bench not far past him/her. I couldn't tell from the voice, but and I saved there. I haven't had a chance to play it today, so.
Yep. There's I can't remember where the boss. It's not even a boss. It's a mini boss. It's a giant red bug with a blue hat. Not even a boss. And I had the worst trouble beating him.
You talking about the one with the club?
Yeah. And he
actually, I probably should go back and fight him because I tried to fight him. I'm like, yeah, that seems pretty much impossible without any kind of dodge. But I do actually have the dodge.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I tried fighting him for ages without a dodge. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I don't think it's even possible.
No. And then I went and got dodge, went back and killed him. But yeah, he was one of the hardest mini boss or boss that I fought. And I'm like, Jesus. But yeah, I got into Greymoor just a little bit ago, so I'm not too far, maybe like an hour ahead of you, not too far at
all. In reference to what you were just saying, I don't believe it gives him a name.
I don't think so.
So that would not be a boss. That would be a mini boss.
The
bosses all have the name in the bottom of the screen. So
True.
you got the Bell Beast, or what's called, which obviously is your transport system. Once you beat them. And Lace, and that's all I've actually fought as a main boss at this point.
I think the other bosses I've beaten is it fourth chorus or something, Silksong, where you're in the fire area.
Excellent boss design. Like all the bosses, like the boss design is like so much better than Hollow Knight. And Hollow Knight has some great ones.
I say Hollow Knight's bosses are some of its biggest strengths. So that.
Yeah,
but not all of them.
Remember when people actually said, "There's no way that this could possibly live up to the hype," and it's like, I don't know why you think that. I mean, being as that they didn't make a racing game, right? It's the same thing. They're just, and they clearly were not rushed by any means. So all they did was take what they already knew and build upon it. It's like, yeah, I have no doubt they can meet the expectations, and they might be surpassing them from pretty much most of the discussion I've seen around it. So.
It definitely seems it just from word of mouth and that I've heard people talking about. I've heard a lot of people playing it, pretty much including me, that never touched the first one, but jumped in on the hype on this one and are truly liking it. So yeah, it's definitely
living up to it. That's what
I would say so. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think it was either IGN or Push Square's review in progress was actually called like more than living up to the hype or something like that. And it's like, yeah, well, I mean, that tells what you need to know. I mean, it's probably going to be a game of the year candidate. It probably bumped out a couple like indie options that were going to be there and probably pushed them out.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely be.
What's it called? You didn't really care for much Silk in it. Early in the year, Split Fiction. It probably bumped that, if nothing else.
Probably, yeah, because like Split Fiction has 1 good hour at the end of the game.
Well, I mean, I have not played it, so I can't judge it.
And Hollow Knight for now has 20 good hours.
It was kind of a critical darling, though. but I would
because
guess
of that 1 hour. But the rest, like if you read everything, like
really
all the review I read were on Speaks Fiction were like that.
Either way, I mean, I think
you have to go. It's okay until it's really good, but at the end.
But I mean, from what I'm seeing, I mean, you could pretty much chalk Silk Knight, Silksong, and Expedition 33 as probably the automatic shoe-ins for Game of the Year candidacy this year.
Yeah.
And Kevin, our friend Kevin Ainsworth from Spread the Jesus Christ.
Save the game.
Save the game. Thank you. I'm trying to remember the name of the show now. Is it
Shared Save?
Shared Save, yeah, thank you. They were talking about it yesterday as to what they thought was going to be Indie Game of the Year, and they were trying to decide if Expedition 33 would qualify as that. And it's not saying whether it does or not, just simply as whether the voting booth would qualify it as that. My guess is this probably has that wrapped up. Like not necessarily Game of the Year, but Indie Game of the Year, I think Silksong. It might as well have the award now, probably, because I would guess that most of them will not qualify Expedition 33 as an indie. Now, it very well may win Game of the Year, but I think Silksong will pretty easily win almost everybody's indie.
Yeah, I don't think they'll put Expedition 33 in Indie Game of the Year. I don't think, anyways. I mean,
yeah, I would guess you'd be looking more like.
There's no real reason not to, though.
Right? Yeah,
no,
so it could.
It also more comes down to what you want to categorize as indie, because what we call it is,
indie is really murky as a term.
It's a term that means almost nothing anymore, but it's typically used to describe nowadays, kind of the smaller budget games. And I mean, this has been small budget, but it's not like it's that small, right? But yeah, it is a it's a what is Team Cherry? 6 people, something like that. I think
it's only 3 main developers, and then they hired out contractors to do a couple things. But
I mean, you're talking, 1-2 hands of people that work on
like full time. Yeah,
you're right.
Crazy.
So I mean, I would be flabbergasted if this doesn't easily take every Indie Game of the Year award there is. I truly would. And when you play it, like, there's a couple things it's a little weird. I mean, I haven't gone far enough to judge too much on the change to the notches system, but it seems a little more complicated than it was before. But
it's more complicated.
It's more restrictive is probably a better way to put it.
It's more restrictive, but it alleviates also a bit, like the compass, because the compass takes just 1 color slot.
Right.
So don't get me started.
It's actually funny you say that, because I was on X-Byte yesterday, and when I was talking to Paul about it, I said, "Okay, Paul," I was like, pretty much the 2 biggest complaints typically leveled at Hollow Knight are the way that you get your map system, right, and the compass taking up a slot of inventory of your notches, right? And I said, "Do you want to know how they address those?" And he said, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, they did it by doubling down, because first of all, it's the same way to get your map, except now you have to pay for the quill, which you didn't have to pay for the first time."
See, yeah, you did. It cost 120 geo in Hollow Knight.
What's that?
120 geo in Hollow Knight for the quill.
You did?
Yep.
I don't remember having to buy the quill. All right, well, I stand corrected on that. Okay, so they doubled down and made it the exact same thing. And then, if anything, they made the compass, hey, now I know you said that the yellow or whatever it is all
it's all utilities.
All utilities, which I didn't know that at the time, but I did say, I was like, yeah, now it just takes up a spot that is specifically restricted to another type of thing, as opposed to just using one random, not in random indescript notch point. But I was surprised because I thought they said they were going to change how the like drawing in your map worked, but they really didn't. So
what they changed in the map is there's really clearer indicator for the story points to reach.
Okay.
The markers for the story are way better. Like there is one.
Well, right, yeah, there was one before.
You can't go that way, but at least you know it's there.
But like, it's a bit easier. The pins you still have to buy, like the change the vendor.
But the difference there is they don't all unlock at one time. They unlock progressively, it seems like. But also, actually, another thing, you do have to buy the, I guess you would call them pins, but you don't place them. Like for the bench, like that doesn't show up automatically now.
Benches, vendors.
But there is the pins that you can place yourself as well.
The markers.
Markers, yeah. But I will say, what's kind of impressive is once you get a couple abilities, like it does feel like you're playing as the Hornet that was in Hollow Knight, and it's like, yeah, she is very different. She's way more agile. She is very speedy.
Diagonally.
What's that?
She goes diagonally.
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, if there's another freaking path of pain, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it with the diagonal.
The first time I jumped, it was into a hole because of that. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Yep.
But I do like that it seems like you get most, if not all, of the moves that she would use. The only thing I haven't seen is where she would do the actual shot attack, where she spins the thing around her. I haven't seen that yet. I assume you get it at some point. Okay. But everything else, every other attack that she's done, I think I've seen already. With the, now that I have the dash and you can do the stab.
Even on the tools, like the pins on the second fight in Hollow Knight. You can
that's very cool, because sometimes games can struggle to do that. They'll have you play as a character that you saw before, but they don't. It ends up not really feeling like that character. But here, it absolutely does feel like the same character. Like it threw me off at first that she talks too. I was like, why is this the first person you talk to? I was like, why is this person saying that? And then I realized, I was like, oh, that's Hornet talking.
Yep.
And the fun thing, in the options, you can remove that.
Oh, can you?
Well, you can turn off the hero's voice.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I assume she still talks. You just don't hear her.
You have the
okay.
Dialogue, but you don't have the.
I like her chirps though, so I'm gonna leave them on.
Yeah, I think it's good.
That's also like my main good point about that compared to Hollow Knight is you have an actual story that you follow. There's a story of the game. It's not just world building and lore.
Right.
And Hornet has a personality.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm enjoying this one better already. Is because
listen to this guy acting like he has any idea what he's talking about.
Like probably 3 times as much as Hollow Knight already.
Well, sure. If you'd have played it for a half hour, you played it more than you played Hollow Knight.
But it's because I don't know. And to this point, I know Hollow Knight's a great game. I am fully enjoying Silk Knight. Or it's Silksong. You're gonna have to change the name.
Hollow Knight plus Silk in it has
Silk Knight or something. Yeah. I'm fully enjoying Silksong. Like I really do. Like I like Hornet. The way she moves, way better than Hollow Knight and
the Knight.
But my question to you is, while I think it is a great game, what am I missing that everybody else is, hyped through the roof? Like, why is this so good of a Metroidvania? Because while I really like it, I don't see it doing anything different than any other Metroid.
The combat and the platforming. It's just way tighter than almost everything else.
There's like the boss designs.
And
the boss designs are fantastic.
The boss designs are
the ones I played.
How they really it's the quintessential Metroidvania. Like the abilities in the level designs match so perfectly, and in every area you have to go back at some point if you want to have a complete map. You have to go back everywhere at some point with the new abilities, and they make they make you use them to the maximum potential of them.
And another thing, and this is gonna sound like a joke because of something that has been discussed, but Hollow Knight has some of the best level design in pretty much side-scrolling history. That's a major element. Is it's just impeccably well designed.
Yeah, and I think because I have given Silksong more time than I did Hollow Knight, and both of you said give Hollow Knight time.
City of Tears,
definitely
enjoy. I'm telling you, when you get to the City of Tears, which having played to that point now, I'm telling you right now, you're like 15 minutes from it. You are right there. City of Tears is when you're going to go, this world is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, because like as soon as I was having a good time with Silksong for sure, and then I got like Dash, and now I've got like the cape, the Drifter cape, and now that I'm able to go back places and just it feels more, the combat's even better now that I have more things. I'm like, oh, I get it now, kind of thing. So
yeah, Silksong is a bit better paced.
Yes, I was going to say one thing I will criticize Hollow Knight about is I don't particularly care for the order that they give you abilities. Like they should have given you the dash much earlier than what they do in that game, because it does become a pretty integral way to do everything. And it's what, maybe 33 to 40% of the way through the campaign is when you actually finally get it. That's not even counting the shade dash, which totally changes how you actually do it.
The thing is, like, the dash you can get to pretty quickly in Hollow Knight if you take the right path. Like if you go the right way at the start,
which I definitely wasn't in.
If you don't, you can miss it for hours and then you suffer. But in Silksong, like the start is really more linear, so you have really a clear progression, and they give you the small stuff piece by piece.
Yeah, and going back to the map thing, I feel like the map is better. I still don't like that the compass takes up a spot, but at the same time, I haven't really unlocked anything to put in there except for I can collect bone shards easier, which that's not a huge thing, but I'm sure there's other things that are going to unlock.
I will say that's a criticism I saw that's fair. Why is there two different kinds of currency in the game? That's just really weird and dumb.
One of the currencies,
because you don't have a way to spend the shards
yet? I've seen them a couple times. No, what I'm saying is, why is there two different kinds? Like, why didn't they just use one?
Because one is not a currency.
Yeah, the other is
one is ammo.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, not to like give. Yeah, not to. Because like I don't want to spoil anything for Rick,
no, but I mean,
since I'm ahead of more than he is, but
yeah, it's not a currency.
Yeah, I just upgraded that.
But on the currency, like that's one of my biggest gripe with the game. The economy
shit's
is
expensive.
Really harsh.
It is
Shit is
really harsh.
Well, and you figure the first time you find whatever her name is that's the map dealer in this, you have to buy 2 maps.
Yep.
You have to buy the quill. You have to buy the compass. So like right off the bat, when you're carting around maybe 50, what are they, beads, rosary beads, is that what they're called?
Rosaries or something. Yeah, rosary.
Yeah, you have like to get really your foundational start there, you gotta spend like 230. so I did some grinding for a little while in that first area just to get those maps.
I also stopped, like at some point I stopped grinding for even more than that to buy other stuff in shops. Because I was like if I don't buy that now, I will forget because I know like I'll forget you're there, so I'm just going to do it and I'll take the time.
Yeah, that first shop that you encounter, the guy has a small key and it's 500 beads.
Yeah,
that was part of it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think I've bought. I think I've bought one thing from that.
500 Geo was pretty pricey for the late game in Hollow Knight, let alone the early game.
Yeah, and I don't know if you had to use it in Hollow Knight, but to unlock the travel stations and other save platforms, you have to use Geos as well. Okay.
Although it was there weren't as many benches to unlock in Hollow Knight as there are in this in terms of buying them. But you did have to, outside of I think the very original one, when you got the stag stations, you did have to use Geo to unlock them. But I think I've seen about 60 is about what they've been here, which is even a little bit higher than what they were. Like your early stag stations were like 30 and 40 Geo, which was a lot easier to get in Hollow Knight than it is in Silksong.
Yeah,
you seem to get less currency than you did in
because only certain types of enemy have the currency.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yes, yeah. I have noticed that. Here's a question for you guys. So at the first shop, and there's a couple other shops, they sell the rosary beads in there for like 60 or something like that, and it says they hold your beads.
I believe what that means is if you die, you don't drop them.
Yes,
But
so I can
it's in, like,
tell you
my-
that like you pay 80
Yeah.
for them to like string them into a little rosary that goes into your inventory.
So you use it then
So
to get it back.
and then you have to use it to get them back.
It's just like in a
is-
Souls game. You know, in a Souls game, you'll find
the
like
thing
yeah,
is,
yeah.
spoiler for you and the chat, but you pay 80 to get a 60 rosary.
yeah.
Yeah. I was
So
because
you
that's
get
what
The
I
difference is though you don't drop them upon death.
Yeah.
So that's
right, because I
yeah.
bought it and I was like, oh, I must be able to hold my beads or something. Then I looked at my inventory and I'm like, I can use this though. So I used it because I was an idiot, and I got 60 back. I'm like, wait a minute.
But the thing is, the world is so dangerous and the currency so rare that it's worth it.
I've lost a couple where I was like,
just to have like one, you get one just to unlock a bench or something.
yeah.
You keep it just for that.
There was one where I died trying to get back to my loom. I don't know. And I was motherfucking Team Cherry because was I pissed. It was some floating enemies which were already a pain. This was before I even had the dash, so they're already a pain in the ass to deal with. And one hit me and bumped me and knocked me off the fucking ledge, and I fell onto a spike below. And I was like,
Yep.
Typical.
I was like, this is goddamn Dark Souls 1 knocking you off a ledge bullshit death.
The thing
I was so pissed off.
Yeah, they have FromSoft inspirations and not the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It is like you said, you'll kill those like flying enemies, and they're the ones with the beads, and then the beads go flying, and they're like,
yeah, well, that happened in the first game too.
No,
the Geode would go flying everywhere in the first one.
I need these.
Yeah,
yeah, that's one thing I hoped they would fix, like the physics on the money. But
just make it drop in one spot and not bounce around. Yeah.
There was one spot that I found like a secret hidden area, and I'm hitting it, and it explodes with beads, and like 10 of them went flying the other direction. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that is the Hollow Knight experience for better and worse.
Bitch. But yeah, definitely overall as a newcomer, basically, I'm really enjoying it. This one's sticking with me for, I don't know if it's because of hype around it, but I definitely like it. Maybe it's
because two people around you have finally started to wear off on you, telling you that you're an idiot for not playing the good game.
We finally won.
And I
World of Warcraft.
do really like Hornet. It runs great on the Switch too. I love it on Switch too.
I sure hope it does. Did you see the PC requirements? It's a PC from like 2005.
Yeah. I think it can run on the GTX.
It was like a
560 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah,
insane. And that'll probably get you at 1440p, probably.
Yeah. So that was why I was like, yeah, I have no cause of buying it on Switch too, because I'm sure it'll run just fine. And then I did not look. What's the install size? I never looked. It's got to be small.
Oh, I didn't even see.
I think on PC it's like three.
That's bigger than I would have thought, actually.
Small. Yeah, because it downloaded pretty quickly on the Switch, and it is a free upgrade on Switch too, which is nice.
Since I was doing the old Squidward looking through the window and everybody having fun meme when I was working, I decided to at least get somewhat how involved, and I logged onto the Nintendo store and bought it and downloaded it remotely just because I figured there was a real chance that store might be a total shitfuss by the time I got home. But it did download pretty fast and long before I ever got home.
Too, like apparently I was one of the few lucky ones to play at 10 a.m. on Steam.
I was surprised you were playing it right away because most people were not.
So I was in the game and I didn't check internet, nothing. I was in the game.
Must because you were sitting there going
and when
to buy it.
No, not even. Like yeah, the store page broke. And I refreshed a couple times. It appeared. I clicked. I already had fund in my Steam wallet, just to not go through the payment processor.
Okay.
And it worked.
Do you guys know who Mighty Keef is? You do, Clint, because I sent you his videos before.
Yeah.
Do you soak in it? He's a Mighty Keef. He's a YouTuber. He's a black dude, but he's funny.
He's hilarious.
I follow him on Twitter. And this is what I mean, it made sense that the stores were struggling. This is where I first discovered it. It was like 20 minutes after the game had released. I was scrolling through Twitter, and I just saw a post on that said, "What if we never get to buy Hollow Knight or Silksong?" I mean, and I was like, "Oh, I guess it must still be down."
Yeah, even 2 hours later, because when I took my bike to hit like around noon, some people were talking about that they still couldn't download the game.
Yeah. Funny. I saw people like breaking down, and meanwhile I look at it, and they're soaking and playing, and I'm like, man, he paid off the right person, I guess.
Yeah, I think every storefront went down. Nintendo was down for not too long, but it was down.
Nintendo probably went down because 10 people turned on their Switches.
That's true. That too. But that's very true.
Steam going down though, I mean, that's a big deal because Steam does not go down from things like that.
It went down for Deltarune like a month or two ago. When Deltarune.
Really? When Delta came out?
Yep.
Huh.
I didn't know that.
Way shorter period, but yeah.
Right.
He did.
That's crazy.
I did not realize that. Yeah, it's a very uncommon situation for it to go down for something like that because Steam does have it has its issues, but it is pretty damn reliable.
But to be fair, for big releases like that for the numbers we see there, usually you can pre-order,
pre-load, and pre-download. Yeah, it wasn't
there. So
nowhere, not until 10 o'clock, and then everybody was in a mad dash. So
yep.
But
I will say though, I mean, obviously when a big game comes out, it's not uncommon for you to scroll through Twitter and see all the congratulations from the different developers.
Mm-hmm.
You don't usually see that for an indie game. You do not usually see an indie game be like
it's usually
all
like
that everybody's talking about. So make no mistake, when people tell you that nobody cared, they don't know what they're talking about because there's
the numbers
lot of people that cared about this.
Yeah, numbers of Steam alone were prevalent enough for that.
Yeah.
I will say also, I really like I haven't run into too many side characters or NPCs in Silksong, but if anything happens to Sherma, the one that's like the singing ant and it's like
I did like her. I hate whatever her name is, Chakra or whatever. Her song is so obnoxious. The one
yes, you can.
It is so obnoxious.
Yeah,
but I like the singing from Sherma. Sherma has sounded good.
Oh yeah, Sherma's great. The thing is
Chakra's is obnoxious.
I like Sherma, and if anything happens to Sherma, I will revolt. However, I know I love her song and stuff, but I can't really remember it that well. Chakras, I can't stand. I remember it, and I will catch myself humming it 2 screens over after I've been in it.
When I was playing it yesterday, at one point Nicole's like, "Rick, can you put on your headphones?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm playing the Switch, so not really." She's like, "Oh, okay," because that chanting is annoying, and I'm like, "I know, I'm trying to not be there."
Oh, and I one of the other ones, I unlocked my first flea that I found, and the way they act
the fleas
like a dog.
Yeah, the little puppies.
I love the design of the fleas. I love how they have the little beards for their.
It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, definitely liking the NPCs that I've run into so far. And
I mean, you wouldn't know this, of course, but they were great in Hollow Knight as well. I mean, there was a couple genuine, amazing ones in that game.
Well, they had to because the night was kind of 1D.
Yeah. Silking it. Maybe not now, but with when they said they have some post-launch plans in mind for it. You think we'll see the Grim Troop show up again? Because they travel around, so you could.
They travel around, but you kind of stop them.
But it depends. Do we know when this takes place in reference to Hollow Knight? Is it before, or during, after the events of Hollow Knight? I don't know.
I think it's not really clear.
Okay, because obviously 2 of the endings of Hollow Knight, this game couldn't happen since she's stuck in the black egg. But
so was there multiple endings?
Because there's
5. Yeah.
On one of the trailers there was like a kind of an actor kind of boss, like
a nectar boss. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's a boss that.
I don't know what that means. What's a nectar boss?
No, like a performer. He's not a dancer.
Like
a circus person or something.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, the Grim Troop is like a circus almost.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, there's someone looking like that, and with the red and.
You want a clown?
So maybe not the Grim.
A clown like this guy? Is that what you're talking about?
No, not a clown. But maybe not the Grim troop, but someone maybe that were in the Grim troop before and that got stuck in Pharloom or something.
That could be. And I mean, considering how popular his name Grim is, like I could see them trying to squeeze him in there. You know, a Nightmare King Grim 2.0 version or something like that, since that boss is quite beloved. So
yeah, but I hope, because the game is hard, guys. You at the start.
It is.
You at the start, and
from the start, I was like, this actually seems like it's harder than Hollow Knight.
But yeah, I think I've died more to the environments and stuff than the actual bosses. I think.
Yeah, but some bosses.
I'm sure.
I'll say you can expect that to change. Because Hollow Knight had some sweaty bosses when you got later.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
And the
sure
runbacks. The problem is like also something they took from Dark Souls and they should have learned from Elden Ring. The runbacks. Some of the bosses have insane runbacks. Like
they did the first one too. Was it the? Yep. I think the Trader Lord had an insane run back in the original game.
I still don't understand why. Like in any game,
it's a terrible design. It's terrible design.
I really just recently messed up with that. I was in Greymoor, and I took the travel, saved at the bone place, that your initial point, and then I went pretty damn far. The marrow, and then I died. And when I died, I started back at the marrow, and I'm like, it's so. It's literally
were you
like,
not able to take the bell bug?
I take travel back, but then I get to Greymoor, but then I literally died like the furthest point from the goddamn. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's a mistake you learn the hard way not to make.
Yeah, it won't happen again. Definitely won't happen again.
Here's a small lore question for you guys. So when I first beat the what's it called again, the bell bug or whatever, there's that lift to go back down to the opening town, whatever it's called. When I talked to that guy that's sitting by the fire, he mentioned like, he's like, I heard there's this place all overgrown with moss up above, blah, blah, and Hornet's like, yes, there is. But it's built around the husk of a dead weaver, and you shouldn't go there. I'm like, what the hell weaver is she talking about? I don't remember seeing a dead weaver husk up there. Do you guys know what she was talking about? It would be the early area, like the mossy area.
Yeah, I don't have the map in.
I don't remember seeing a dead weaver
that give you your powers, and I think they are not that far. Maybe.
Well, I'm just trying to think, like, was there some dead carcass up there that I didn't see that's what she's referring to?
And maybe because in the marrow you have like at some point there's like a really creepy bony face on one of the wall. Like,
okay.
Maybe that was that.
Like in the background?
There. No, like on the wall, not in the back.
Actually, I think I know what you're talking about. And it does look like a weaver. I know exactly which one you're talking about. It's on the left side wall, right? I know exactly which one you're talking about. But that's not in whatever that moss, the moss grow or whatever the hell it's called. It wasn't in there, so that's why I didn't think that's what she was talking about.
Right.
Or are you saying like maybe you're inside of his body at that point?
Maybe.
Yeah, could be.
Who knows? Yeah, maybe once I progress a little further, I'll keep an eye out. See if I can.
It's the beginning. What are you talking about? You're well past that point.
Well, maybe there's something further up that I couldn't see. I don't know. Or maybe I'll go back and find out.
You'll go back anyway because there's something to do there. So,
I specifically was trying to figure out what she was talking about because of the whole City of Tears and why it's raining thing. It's like, I want to start like really paying attention to why the levels are like they are, because that's all done intentionally, right? And
Oh yeah.
I assume that carries over here. I didn't want to miss like a cool little lore thing like that because I wasn't paying attention, you know. But I have no idea what she was talking about. I didn't see anything, so.
I mean, you just have to do the trek back to the fleas and just look at the area.
Yeah.
And tell us.
I need to go back to the fleas because I've only unlocked one, but I need to go back. And does something
you
happen?
Suck. I
one,
got 2.
The first wish is 5, I think.
5, yeah.
You need to find 5.
Okay. Gotcha.
It does keep track of how many you have if you check your inventory. Okay.
Yep. Gotcha. I do like the quests and stuff. That they seem pretty cool.
Yeah, and they give you the excuse to go back, check the town, get a quest, re-explore the same areas now that you have new abilities. And I think in the Schreier, in the Bloomberg article, they mentioned that they wanted to make the quest system to incentivize people to go back and re-explore, because that's the point of Metroidvania. But if you really want to straight-line, you can. You don't have to go back.
Sweet. Well, anything else to add that you guys want to talk about before we head out, or on the game, or anything?
No, like there's a lot of things I really like about the systems, but they enter spoiler territory very much. So we'll keep that for later.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like my only like bad point on the game is the economy. It's really harsh. Apart from that, it's just getting used to the pogo direction. But once you get used to it, it works. And you realize that the enemies' attack patterns, the level designs, everything's done for that to work. For the diagonal pogo to work, for all the movement and the speed she has. So,
Yeah, I did hear that. Like, I know you guys had talked that this was originally supposed to be like a expansion, but then I heard
originally it was just supposed to be her as a playable character, but then they started to make an expansion, and it kept growing and growing and growing to the point that they made it a full separate release.
Yeah, I think I heard in an interview yesterday or the day before that they basically did try to do that, but then they scrapped it because her size was too big and it just didn't work.
Her model, well, even in Hollow Knight, she is probably 50% taller than the knight.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Like if you look at one of the screens where she's talking to him, she is a good bit taller than him. He, like, the tip of his horn comes up to like the bottom of her chin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And imagine like I imagine the Hollow Knight map with all the abilities she has to traverse. And
she'd pretty easily get yeah.
It would not be interesting, you know. It would be really too easy.
Yeah. Gotcha. What about you, Rick? Any last final thoughts on it?
I just hope that when all is said and done, that I end up liking this series as much as you do, Clint. You know, I aspire to that level of fandom of Hollow Knight. So
you just gotta push yourself.
I envy you for being there from the beginning. I feel like I'm.
I was there from the beginning.
I feel like a shadow. So far very good. I mentioned that boss fight with Lace, and I'm like, okay, that is this game's Hornet fight, because it's kind of the same idea, right? A very agile character. In fact, maybe a bit more agile even than you are. Well, actually, before we sign off here, Nick just said,
I was just going to say.
So I don't know about expansions. I don't know if they have any plans for expansions, but they did confirm that they have post-launch content. And just like Hollow Knight, I'm not saying it has to be. I mean, I'll fucking pay for anything for them, but I expect them to probably release it for free. Like, that's kind of what they did. I mean, Hollow Knight had an unbelievable amount of extra content added to it. Now, I do believe most, if not all, of that was stretch goals. I just like Silksong was, but I imagine I forget all their names, but like, all 4 of them. What's that?
Good Home.
There was Life something. Life.
Oh, the Lifeblood Core.
Yeah. When the Switch version came out, that was the most recent one, I believe. Because God Home, I think, actually was an update for the Switch version. By the time the PS4 version came out, it was all out. But Switch came out and there was still maybe 2 to go. But yeah, I expect that to be the case. They'll probably I have no idea if this game has any variation of the Pantheons, but if not, I certainly expect. But when all said and done, they'll have basically the boss.
It's a boss rush. They can do it. It's not even hard for them. The content is there. The boss are there.
And there's so many bosses anyway. But obviously, if they're going to do additional content, which they are, you would imagine there's going to be new bosses. So you would think, even if there is a Pantheon of Pharloom in this, that there will be. Well, I'm sorry, not a Pantheon, a Pantheon of whatever. You would think the final update will have a Pantheon of Pharloom, so they can add whatever bosses they add to that, to those to those expansions. So, and I think they said they have a couple years worth of supporting it planned, maybe 2 or 3 years. But
I mean, with the money they're doing, they can release another game. So,
but also, I mean, this is a good example of why. Sometimes it is better to take your time. I mean, if you saw the sale number for Hollow Knight, it sold, I want to say, 600% the number of copies in the last 2 years is what it did the entire time before that. It sold 12 million copies in the last 2 years, as opposed to 3 or 4 the entire 7 before that.
Crazy. Yeah, and this one. Also, before we log off, I mean, I haven't seen any bugs, in it or anything like that. It runs.
I've seen a ton of bugs. I've killed.
I knew it was coming. But no problems with it running or.
No, it's as polished a release as you could have.
Yeah. So, but anything else, gentlemen, before we cut loose and let Silknet go back to Silksong?
I'll say he's starting to twitch over there. He's going through withdrawal.
I see the reflection of the game actually in his glasses.
Are you playing on keyboard, Silknet, or how are you?
No, controller. Controller and analog stick. I'm not even using the D-pad.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of am using the analog stick as well because it's easier to switch between like rotate through a motion.
I didn't even try to use the D-pad.
But maybe once I'm done, because 2-3 days ago I booted the Hollow Knight just to try the mouse and keyboard. I had to rebind everything because they had the movement on arrow keys and attacks.
That's how what's his name controls it. The dude who's really really good at it. What the hell's his name?
Monster.
Yeah. He must use the default controls because I always noticed he was using the arrow keys.
But once rebinded, it worked well. Movement on WSD, and I had attack on left click and spell on right click, dash on my mouse button. So it was more like other games I'm used to on mouse and keyboard. But not for the first playthrough. I want to just enjoy the game.
Here's a question for you, actually. What is your thought on the slight change of how the healing works now? Instead of healing
that's so much better.
Yeah, at first I was like, man. So at first I thought it was a full heal. Then I realized it's three masks.
It's 3 masks.
And at first I was like, man, I don't like that. But then I was like, no, you know what? When I discovered it's because it takes more of the thread to do it than it took of his soul. I guess
it takes all the thread.
It takes all of it. Yeah,
all of it.
So you really got to decide if you want to use the power attacks or if you want to heal. And I do actually like that. Yeah.
Instant press, you can do it in the air, mid jump, dash, whatever. You can do it. And there was another thing. Oh yeah, and it heals 3 because a lot of damages from enemies
from 2.
Deals too.
That starts much earlier in this game than it did in Hollow Knight.
Yeah, I was like, am I in the right area?
Yeah. In the original game, I want to say the first time you truly encountered it, outside of the odd falling on a spike, was when you got to the Mantis Village, which is still fairly early. But
the 2 damage?
Yeah.
Oh no, the 2 damage in Hollow Knight is way later than that. It's like White Defender and
when you go to the Mantis Village, those Mantis do hit you for 2. It's just you only encounter a few of them before you go to. I did it not long ago, and I saw they were doing it damage for 2.
Is it do they deal too, or is it because they do a double slash?
I guess it maybe. Well, no, because it makes it like boom. It makes that sound and like the dark attacks that it shows you it's doing too.
Maybe
not the flying ones, just the warrior ones. Yeah. Which is probably why you were having trouble, because they are much harder because of that, since they do more damage. But either way, yes, I've noticed that right off the bat you do have attacks in this game that are doing 2 damage, whereas you don't deal with much of that for quite some time in Hollow Knight.
Nope.
Okay, all right. I think that's it. That's it. We can go back to playing Silksong, Silking It, whatever we're gonna call it, Silk Knight,
Hollow Knight, Silking It,
the lore of Silking It. All right, folks. Well, thanks for joining us for this little short episode. We're going to try and get a special 50th episode together with some games and a couple other stuff going on. So hopefully we'll get that out to you next week. And then, enjoy Silksong. Go play it. It's fun, even from somebody that wasn't the biggest fan of Hollow Knight. I'm sorry. But I should just play it longer.
Boo this man. Boo.
But yeah, we'll see you next weekend, folks. Thanks for joining us, Silking It, as always, and have a good weekend.
Good night.